Shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory, praises, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the brothers teaching His truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect and the 1/3. Today's lesson is going to be pretty much a review, but not really, on King Kong vs. Godzilla, the new movie that came out. And pretty much it was just a scene that I saw, and in that movie that stood out to me a lot. And pretty much Godzilla was coming out of the ocean, and Esau's military and air force were shooting missiles at Leviathan, right? And pretty much the missiles were like repelling off of his skin. You know what I mean? And he was just absorbing the hits. You know, it didn't do anything. It didn't phase him. It didn't knock him down. All right? Esau's, gadgets and military might wasn't doing nothing to Godzilla, right? But we know Godzilla in the scriptures as Leviathan, okay? And so, the scriptures speak about this. Esau gonna be trying to fight him, using his military jets. So when I saw that, I was just like, wow, this is so scriptural. And on top of that, they got that from the scriptures. All right, Esau, so-called, Esau used the scriptures to be able to make that scene. And you wonder why a lot of movies are so good. It's because they all have a lot of inspiration from the Bible. And you gotta assess certain things, because when you watch these movies, man, it's not just for joke or entertainment or face value entertainment. Like, it's actually a message that they're trying to tell you. It's real. You know what I mean? Like, this is just gonna be a inside scoop of what's to come. You know what I mean? You can't just look at these things as nothing. But I'm gonna just get into it straight, man, because yeah, man, this whole chapter is amazing. I don't know if I want to, you could definitely read this whole chapter, Job 41. I'm just gonna try and find what I want. Okay, it says, Job 41:1, canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord, which thou lettest down? Canst thou put an hook in his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? You know what I mean? These are all questions you gotta ask yourself. And when you watch that movie, it doesn't look like you can do any of those things to Leviathan. Alright, he ain't no fish that you can just try to, reel out the ocean and put him on the ship and send it back home and try and sell it. Okay, you can't do that to Leviathan. It's not no tuna fish. Alright, it's not a school of fish you can just pick up in a net. Come on. It's Leviathan we're talking about. Godzilla. You know what I mean? It says, will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make covenant with thee? Will thou take him for a servant forever? You think you're going to be able to have Godzilla on a leash? Or put Godzilla in your fish tank and make him be your servant for this phase to be on display? Come on now. Wilt thou play with him as with a bird? Or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among merchants? Can thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Right, and that's what I'm talking about. Lay thy hand upon him, remember the battle, do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast even at the sight of him? So none is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who hath prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. Jump down to verse 14. Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. Scales are his pride, shut up together as with a close seal. Right, and I was talking about the missiles hitting off of his body, right? It was just pretty much absorbing the hits, like nothing was happening. I'm just gonna talk more about it. They just like it said, can you put a fish spear through his head? Can you do that? Nah, man. They are joined one to another. It's going more into it. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined one to another. They stick together. They cannot be sundered. By his kneesings a light doth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. And they show you that in the movie, man. You know what I mean? Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. And you gotta really just envision that, because how is this a sea creature that can breathe fire underneath the sea, man, and even above land? Like that's God. That's God right there. That's God's creation. You know what I mean? Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Right? Out of his nostrils goes smoke as of a seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and the flame goeth out of his mouth. And his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. Jump down to verse 26. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold the spear, the dart, nor the habergeon. Alright. He esteemed iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. The arrow cannot make him flee, alright? The missiles, man. It's not gonna do nothing to him. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Right, man. They be slinging the missiles at him. That shit ain't doing nothing. Okay? Darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear. So he's laughing at Esau's military and all the rest of the military, the other nations' military, man. Alright? You can't do nothing when you see Leviathan pop out, man. When you see Godzilla pop out. But, you can read this chapter, man. It's really talking about Godzilla. Okay? And this is where they got the inspiration from Godzilla to make from the scriptures, man, because they know he's alive and well. Alright? Chilling in the depths of the sea, man, waiting for his time to shine when the Most High to give him the green light. Alright? And you think it's just one, man. It's more than one. You people are bugging. There's gonna be a whole bunch of Leviathans doing damage, man. Doing dirt for the Most High, man, when the time comes. Alright? Because all that fuckery you've been putting these sea creatures in. Alright? All the species. Alright? He's gonna avenge all of them species you had fucked up. All the pollution and all that shit. You know what I mean? And judges the earth righteously. And do the Most High's bidding and fight in the military, man. Alright? But with that, I'd like to say shalom. I hope you're edified. Hope you learned something new. And yeah. Shalom. Till the next.